So I'm sure you all heard that the Human Torch and the Thing just came out for Marvel Rivals. Holy smokes, are they cool. They are the coolest characters. I mean, I still suck at playing as Human Torch, but I feel really cool doing it. But yes, with the release of the entire Fantastic Four family, the question on everyone's mind now is who is going to be next. I mean, it's probably going to be Blade. I mean, come on, it's definitely Blade. Look, they have that. They have his friggin' model ready and everything. It's going to be Blade. But after Blade, or maybe alongside Blade, who is it going to be? It's probably going to be Ultron. Everyone's seen the leaks. But after Ultron, who is it going to be? Now, I've seen this picture floating around a lot, and I'm sure a lot of you have as well. This is concept art. It's not official pictures. And I just thought it would be fun to ponder and theorize exactly what Gambit's moveset would be like, or in an ideal world, what I would hope for it to be similar to, and I wanted to share that with you today, so please enjoy. Now, I will note that I do know that his moves have already been leaked, and whether or not the leaked movesets is accurate or not, this whole video is just for fun. So let's begin directly onto his primary fire. Now, I always visioned if Gambit would have a primary fire, he of course would shoot his cards, the signature of him, and I think it would just be a 3-card burst in a straight line. So one after another, 3 cards in a straight line for his primary fire. And I think he would also have a secondary fire, which would also shoot 3 cards, but all at once in a like a sort of arc. Now, there are some people whose ears are pricking up, I'm sure, because this is exactly like Genji's primary and secondary fire from Overwatch. And yes, simply put, I think that, honestly, there are only so many ways someone can come up with throwing projectiles. Like, let's be real, it feels like everything's been done already. So yeah, a normal primary fire and secondary fire for his default attacks, and I also think he could switch to his staff. So much like how how Hawkeye can just switch arrows, something similar to that. Like it would be on cooldown or anything, it's something he can just do whenever he wants to, right? Obviously his staff is a signature weapon, and I feel like he wouldn't be Gambit without the staff, and I think he would maybe just have a 3-hit combo. It wouldn't do very much damage because, you know, giving someone projectiles and also a melee weapon would, I feel like it would sort of overbear the character, right? So I don't think it would do that much damage. I also think it would be very cool if he could use it in the air as well, so he could just, similarly to Iron Fist, if he were to swing it in the air, he would stay airborne for a little bit, right? He wouldn't just constantly obey the laws of Earth's gravity. He would be able to stay in the air and smack around some people. Now, to his first ability, I think would be a kinetic burst of energy, just a small burst of energy to give him a very slight damage increase to his projectiles and his staff, and they would glow pink and it would just look pretty cool, I think. And I think it would give his cards maybe a very small AoE explosion damage. Now, I also think the kinetic burst ability would affect his staff, so regularly his staff would be just a normal utility for him to use, just a quick 3-hit combo maybe to get him out of quick situations. But when he has the kinetic burst ability active, the last hit of the 3-hit combo for the staff would like launch his opponent slightly up and away, right? And then you can like follow up with a card to the face, which is, it feels like it would be really cool, man. And I just think it would be really stellar if you were in the air and you also used the 3-hit combo with the staff and you had the kinetic energy boost. You would, instead of launching enemies in the air, would spike them down to the earth. It would just be really cool, man. If you could have a melee weapon that just spikes enemies down, I think it would be really cool, man. Now, mobility ability, his second ability. So ability 1, kinetic burst. Ability 2, he can pole vault. Yes, pole vaulting. Or maybe just launch himself from the ground by shoving his stick into the ground, which, well, yes, it's just pretty much a glorified way of saying pole vaulting, which I've never seen Gambit do before. Maybe once, like, during that one scene from X-Men 97. Spoilers. If you haven't seen that series, by the way, I highly recommend it. It's very good. So I just think it would be a vertical move, so he would get a little tiny fraction of horizontal movement, but it will be mainly used for vertical movement, and you could reach up again to the flying characters, use his 3-hit combo with his staff for the kinetic burst, will launch them downwards. Without the kinetic burst, the staff would do a measly amount of damage. Now, with his ultimate, I have thought about his ultimate a little bit. I couldn't think of anything too crazy, but I think it would just be a big kinetic burst. So like a lot of energy to his weapons, giving them a large explosion with his cards. When he throws his cards, it's not just a small AoE; it's a very large AoE, and his staff with the 3-hit combo would do a lot of damage, but for the last hit, instead of sending them up a little bit, it will send them like flying, and like his spike at the end, if he's in the air, will send people really far, you know, launch them to the earth at a very high speed. I think would just be very cool. And like when he freaking, I don't know, he'll say something cool when he starts it. I'm not sure. He'll say something maybe in his native language, or he'll say like, I'm about to make a name for myself already, or whatever, you know what exactly. And he will do like the cool card thing he does, you know, the cool like card trick thing, and it'll look really cool. I just imagining this character in the game, he just feels like he'll be so cool, dude. That's the best way to describe him. Look how freaking cool this guy is. Look at Channing Tatum. Look at the Gambit. He's so freaking cool. Now, of course, there are team-up abilities to talk about, which I'm not too sure about. I'm sure he'll probably have a team-up ability with Rogue. I'm sure they'll be released at the same time. Maybe she'll have the ability to use the kinetic burst as well, and maybe he'll get, I don't know, a double jump or something from someone else. So we'll see. Who knows? Team-up abilities always felt a bit random to me anyway, although they are very cool. So yes, this does conclude my little rant on what I hope Gambit will at least feel like when he is released. I'm sure we'll see how accurate I was. If I was completely off by a mile, can't wait to see either way how exactly he'll play. But either way, I do appreciate you for taking your time to listen to this, and I very much hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for listening, and I will see you next time. Peace.